Hey!
Hello, everybody.
All hail the orb.
Is it me? All
The
hail
orb.
the orb,
All
guys.
hail the
All
mighty
hail the
orb.
orb. How's everyone doing today? I've
Oh,
just literally finished. I have just literally finished my dinner 5 minutes ago.
Regan's frantically been eating pizza and chicken strippers. There you go.
Yep, not a joke, guys. Yeah, long story, but basically, we had to order food tonight, and it came literally about 30 minutes ago, and then part of the order didn't arrive, so they had to go back and bring back the other part of the order that I ordered, and that came like 15 minutes ago, and I've just literally finished it now, sitting on this chair while Lee gets everything set up. So
we haven't actually organised the running order, so that should be interesting tonight.
yeah.
Do you want to do
Sorry,
the
guys.
intros then?
I should have left. I should have left some pizza for everyone. But hello, everyone. I hope you've all had a great week so far. Welcome to the Snowflake Show, Season 3, Episode 11. I'm your co-host, Reganelite, alongside...
I'm Lee Corn.
He is Lee Corn.
I always sound really depressed when I say that. I'm Lee Corn. Sorry.
He's got an awesome shirt on. And over the next hour, guys, I'm going to give you the latest news, views, and some funny stuff. And we have got some really good funny stuff to share with you guys later on. I'm very excited to share this. Oh, might have to do some of the talking, Lee, because I'm starting to lose my voice. Might be because I just ate pizza 5 minutes ago. Excuse me, guys. I do apologise.
Duke Vengeance is here. He says, "What? You've got strippers? Do your partners know? Does your partner know? Sorry, does your partner know? She know. They're not just strippers. They're chicken strippers. I have no idea what that means. Being vegetarian, I have no idea what they are. Well, there you go.
Essentially, they're chickens without the bones, Duke.
Without the bones.
But if you want to think of,
chickens without the bones, just like flopping about.
That makes you feel better, mate. That's all good. That's all good to me. Anyway, you carry on, Lee.
Okay, 91 Leeds is here. Good evening, Regan and Lee. Good evening, 91 Leeds. Regan and Leeds here. Good evening, all. Spanner. Good evening, folks. Says Chatty Rat. Hi, Chatty. Kenzie's here. Kenzie Thompson. Good evening, everyone. Hi, Kenzie. Hope you're well. Ben Shaw. Evening, everybody. We missed you on Games Night the other night, Kenzie. Ben was here. Ben was in Games Night. We do Games Night every Saturday night. If anybody's interested, it's really good. But Kenzie didn't turn up this week. She's usually there. Insists we play certain games. What is it? Blatherround. She loves Blatherround. Evening all. Cathal OG's here. Hi, Cathal. Duke, you got strippers, yes, chicken strippers. And everybody, your sound is low, Regan. Can I turn your volume up?
Yeah, it's because I need to lean closer, and would not be good for my health if I lean closer to the microphone.
Okay,
so
I've turned you up a bit. Let us know if the sounds. Just make sure the ballot is balanced. If I'm too loud or Regan's too loud or
testing 1, 2, 3.
I've turned your mic up a bit, so hopefully that should be better. You sound like a man in a box, apparently.
Yeah, I'm going to be coughing a few times, guys, just because of...
It's one of those things. It's going round at the moment. Everybody's coughing at the moment. I was in the centre of Paris watching the rugby, says Kenzie. Oh, well, that's a decent enough excuse to miss the... I hope there weren't too many riots afterwards after they got beat by 1 point. Are you watching England? Oh, I don't know. Chatty Rat. Yeah, everybody's here. Right.
What's the first news? Well, there's quite a lot of news, but we might skip. We'll probably skip the American one. I think because there's quite a lot there, isn't there? To be fair,
should we just do? Should we do Peter Bone first then?
Peter Bonehead. What did Peter Bonehead?
Peter Bonehead. Peter Bonehead. Right. Okay. Well, first we've got to do this. News. Did I cut that too short then? I don't know. We can't hear the audio when he plays that, so we don't know when it ends.
Sorry about it, guys. So the headline is MP Peter Bone has been suspended from the Commons for bullying. Well, he's finally been suspended. It took him long enough, guys.
Yeah.
The MPs have voted to suspend Peter Bone from the Commons for 6 weeks. Why only 6 weeks? After investigation found that he had bullied, was sexually inappropriate by around a former member of staff. The move is likely to lead to a by-election in his Welland Borough constituency, a former Tory safe seat. Polling indicates he could flip to Labour. Parliament's behaviour watchdog found Mr Bone had exposed himself to an aide and physically struck him. Mr. Bone denies the charges. The Conservative Party has already withdrawn the whip from the MP, meaning he will not be able to stand for re-election as a Tory candidate, and he currently sits as an independent. MPs voted in favour of suspending Mr. Bone from Parliament for 6 weeks. The suspension has been recommended by Parliament's independent expert panel, the IEP, after it found Mr. Bone broke sexual misconduct rules by indecently exposing himself to the staffer during an overseas trip. The shadow leader of the House Commons, Lucy Powell, called for Mr. Bone to resign. He said the people of Wellingborough deserve an MP that they can be proud of. The country deserves the change that only Labour can bring. Philip Hollowbone, Tory MP for Kettering, which neighbours Mr. Bone's constituency, calling the expulsion was a very sad day in Parliament. Peter had been an outstanding MP for 18 years. He has helped tons of thousands of local residents with difficulties they've had. That it should have come to an end like this. I think it's very sad for all concerned, Mr. Hollowbone said. Asked about the possibility of a petition for Wellingborough's constituents gaining enough signatures to launch a by-election, Mr. Hollowbone said Peter Bone has been incredibly popular MP for a very long period of time. If an MP is suspended for over 10 days due to misconduct, a recall petition is started. A by-election happens if at least 10% of the voters sign the petition according to the Recall of MP Act.
They only have to get 10%. It's not a huge amount. It's so what's that? Probably like 2,000 votes. Some about 30,000 votes. I think 3,000 people signatures. It's quite easily done. You only need 3,000 people who don't like him to sign it, and it's done.
Yeah. He has been an MP there for 18 years, though. I think that's so he's been around a long time.
Yeah, but it's just when you find out about stuff like this, you just kind of go, yeah, I don't really want him, because he just brings the area into disrepute as well. So I just like the fact that he's called Bone and he's
a couple of key facts.
Oh, go on. Sorry, go on. Sorry, I was going to make a joke about it.
I was just going to say there's a bit below there, but just a couple of things, facts here for those who don't know. So Peter Bone, his 70-year-old, has been active in Tory politics since the 1970s, but did not make it to the Commons until 2005. Prominent Brexit supporter, he campaigned with Nigel Farage in the 2016 referendum. Turned Wellingborough into an ultra marginal into a safe Conservative seat with an 18,540 majority at the 2019 election. A leading voice on the right of the Tory party, he briefly served as a deputy Commons leader after Boris Johnson. Was known for his joking references in Parliament to his wife Jenny as Mrs. Bone, but the couple split in 2016 and is reportedly in a new relationship, which
with a woman who's 20 years younger. Apparently, she left her husband for him as well, or partner. Yeah, I mean, 18,540 we've seen. They're talking about anything under 20,000. Is potentially
seeing if there's anything else to add Labour here. Really, I don't see anything else to add.
No, I mean 20,000. They're saying now is probably even a seat, even 20,000 majority isn't guaranteed as a safe seat for the Tories in the next general election. With the results the way they're going in the polling, number three just pops up. Yeah, I mean the sort of the things that he did was disgusting, and the way he abused the ex-staffer. I mean, he said the ex-staffer said Mr. Bone's emotional and physical abuse left him a broken shell of the young man I once was. And like I say, it wasn't just physical, it was sexual abuse as well. Or sexual misconduct.
You need to stress these are allegations as well, guys. So nothing has been proven as well.
There's been no legal thing. I just joking wise, I just thought it's quite amusing that he's called Peter Bone and the neighbouring MP is called Mr. Hollowbone. But that's just me. There you go. Okay.
Why?
Well, we're talking about what do they call it? Nominative. So where you have a name that matches your character. Nominative. So somebody can tell me what it is. Lefty Bolter's AI, Lefty. God, I can't. Cognition? I can't remember.
Says we'll definitely get the 10% required in a recall petition. Well, you think they'll get the recall petition?
3,000. Yeah, it's been done in other seats quite easily, so it doesn't seem to take them too long. Yeah,
I'll have to wait and see on that one. To be fair, guys. But again, just to cover ourselves, it is allegations, obviously, because it's. But,
he's denied the allegations, but.
Yeah. He has denied the allegations, and obviously, what will probably end up happening is he'll end up quitting, and like other MPs, as shameful as it is, get away with it.
Nominative
That's unfortunately what
determinism,
tends
that's
to
it.
happen.
Nominative determinism, says Duke. It's where your name matches your character. So and there's a lot of Tory MPs like that. Not James Cleverly though. He's the exception to the rule. Right, should we move on to the next to another one then?
Yeah, let's have a look at the next one.
I won't read what all Shorts has put because I might get in trouble. Tory corruption. This one. Do you want to do this one? Shall I do this one because I had to
Tory
read
corruption. I can do it. I'm just coughing every 5-10 minutes, guys, because I just so that's on me. So the headline for this one, guys, this is one Lee found that Tory MP investigated over payments for chairing a group that lobbied the Prime Minister. The inquiry was centered on how Bim Abdi, I said his name right, declares his fees from the
Afalami.
Afalami declared his fees from the WPI strategy with the Register of MPs' interest. Standard Watchdog has opened an investigation into Conservative MP Im Afalami over his resignation of payments for chairing a pressure group that lobbied Rishi Sunak. The Commissioner on Parliamentary Standards launched the inquiry over the registration of interest under the Code of Conduct. It is understood that the inquiry relates to the way in which Afami registered his £2,000 payment from a lobbying firm, WPI Strategy, after he acknowledged this year that it had not been done correctly. The Guardian reported in May that Afami declared in the Register of Interest that one of his private clients was a public affairs firm, WPI Strategy, which paid him £2,000 a month, but he did not mention that they were paying him for his weeks running in the regulatory reform group of MPs. As chair of the group, Afami had written to the Prime Minister calling for regulators to be held for account and pressed Sunak for change at the Prime Minister's questions in the House of Commons. After being asked by the Guardian about his payments from WPI, Afami said that he had contacted the Register, which advised that he had not registered his role as the chair of the regulatory reform group correctly. His register of interest was subsequently updated to say that he was paid chair of the group between February and May of this year. He's now doing the role unpaid. At the time, Afami said he spent 2 days a month in his capacity as chair of the regulatory reform group, a group of parliamentarians who came together to improve the overarching regulatory framework in the UK, so that it boosts consumers' outcome in UK competitiveness. He added, I approached WPI Strategy with the help to provide secretive services to the group, given their expressive experience in running similar initiatives such as the COVID Recovery Commission. They advised me that the Pension Insurance Corporation and existing clients of theirs would be able to provide some business insight into the project. I was keen for the group to produce an initial report in which Pension Insurance Corporation kindly agreed to support and indeed wrote a foreword to. To be clear, editorial independence was strictly controlled by the parliamentarians. Given the time I spent on the project as chair, I asked WPI if they would be willing to contribute to my costs, which they did. I fully declared payment for this. However, for the avoidance of doubt, I have amended my declaration to avoiding with the registrar. MPs are in general not permitted to carry out paid lobbying that could deliver financial benefits to clients.
Yeah. He says, however, Afalami appears to have made use of the fact that parliamentarians are allowed to carry out paid advocacy if they are a member of an association that is carrying out the lobbying, or if the work would benefit a sector as a whole rather than a specific company. Well, he's not a member of an association that's carrying out the lobbying. Debatable whether the work would benefit a sector as a whole. Don't know. WPI have obviously got an interest in this, and the Pension Insurance Corporation is a corporation. It's not an organisation. It's not a group that represents insurance companies. So it's this problem of these groups that any MP can pretty much set up and get funding from any company to help pay for it, and it just becomes almost like it's just a way of them making more money, and also having companies expressing their influence and getting
at the expense of us, the taxpayer.
Yeah. Well, the companies are paying. Well, yeah, the companies are paying towards it, but also the MPs are using their time to do these groups to sit on these groups or whatever and run them. When they could
Paying
be,
for influence is a
yeah,
short
it's the
term
paying
to
for
call
influence.
it
Yeah,
paying for
exactly.
their influence.
Paying for influence. Yeah, exactly. With
I was watching a bit of this morning. Carol Vorderman on LBC covering for James
yeah,
O'Brien. If you guys didn't watch it, I recommend
I
check that
listened to
out.
some
It
of
was
it. I
really,
must.
she was really really good.
Yeah.
And one of the callers brought up the issue of basically the lobbying they get, and the rules should be changed on second jobs and all that, which I wholeheartedly agree on.
Mm.
Um, obviously, proportional representation, other stuff will come on, but the one of the questions she put to callers was, what's the one thing you would change in the political system? And one of these is obviously, I personally think they shouldn't be allowed to. There should be a set amount of money that political parties should have, and I think outside influence should be banned completely because basically we're being ignored basically, and their responsibilities lie at the hands of these corporations that pay them, not their constituents who they're supposed to work for, basically.
Sorry, I forgot to say All Shorts was here. I did mention he's put a post. I All Shorts, I Marcus, hope you well. Verticu's here again, live stream and no notification again. YouTube is kaput. Number 3 says Carl Vorderman was very good on LBC today. Yeah, I didn't. I only listened to about an hour or so of it. I didn't get. I was working, so I couldn't really spend too much time on it. Peter Number 3 says Peter has been an outstanding MP. Yes, very good. Yeah, I mean, it's not just. I think probably our next story kind of sums it up. It's the way that the Tories are using Parliament and the government as their own personal means of wealthing. I don't know what's the word I'm thinking. Enriching themselves, their own wealth.
Basically, the means to enrich themselves and
Enrich
enrich those that
themselves.
they work for.
Yes, rather than the actual people that are working for you, which is the population, the tax-paying public, or even just the public in general. And this one kind of sums it up best.
Yeah, so this obviously you guys obviously heard about the renters reform bill, and that's been delayed and kicked the can down the road. And this just kind of speaks volumes about it. 8 landlord MPs spoke during the debate on the renters' rights. Tenant group said more transparency is needed as property owners raised concerns over the renters' reform bill. And Rishi Sunak in the PM's Qs was basically defending it, saying we've done all these things for renters, and yet you haven't done the most important thing, and that's protect them from landlords from kicking them out, which I think is the biggest issue here. More people are getting kicked out of their. I think the numbers of people getting kicked out of their homes is just astonishing, and the balance is unfair. Like there are landlords making an argument that they are struggling to pay for the houses. Well, but that doesn't justify them, in my opinion. But the balance is unfair. We know the balance is unfair, and it needs to be leveled. We're not saying that tenants should get blimmin' everything. Nobody's saying that tenants should have have it all perfect, but they need to be able to afford to pay. They need to be given assurances that they're not going to get kicked out for, and given plenty of time and all this kind of thing. Like the 2 months eviction notice, it's just ridiculous. Like, and then they just don't have anywhere to go, and and because the house they were struggling, there's barely any houses out there as it is. And I covered this in one of my videos about this. Like, I think when I had to leave, this was like quite a long time ago now, to be fair. But I got when I was renting, I had 2 months' notice to find another place, and I was fortunate enough that there were places around me, close to me, where that I could get another accommodation within 2 months. The only problem, the biggest headache was for me was I had ended up moving into another property, and I'm just spending an extra £200-300 more for exactly the same thing. That was the thing that really aggravated me just as much as anything. I mean, I don't have anything against those landlords that decide to sell up the house at the time, because they only raised the rent once within 5 years of me being in that property. So I can't really, and every time I had an issue or whatever, it was dealt with. So I can't really begrudge them because I had one of the lowest rents compared to many other properties at that time in that area where I was. So a lot of other people have a very different circumstances and were a lot worse off than I am, and they're even worse off now. And this here with MPs as landlords. Well, who do you think they're going to side with, landlords or with MPs? Well, I think we know the answer to that, don't we, Lee?
Yep. You going to
Oh,
read this one?
he's a landlord as well, is he?
Failed to declare he was landlord at the correct moment.
Had to be him. So at least 8 MPs who spoke during the parliamentary debate on renters' rights yesterday were landlords. Open democracy analysis has found. Tenant groups told us they were concerned about the lack of transparency during the second reading of the renters' reform bill, with one MP forgetting to declare an interest until after the fact, while those with rental incomes below £10,000 a year were under no obligation to declare anything. The bill had contained measures to improve conditions for renters, such as the
Abolition.
of Section 20. Abolition of Section 21 or no fault evictions, but the ban has been kicked into the long grass, handing a victory to landlord lobbyists who have called for such a measure. The government says it wants to improve the court system before the ban is brought in, a major project with no end date attached. Basically, they don't want this law in force because they want to be able to decide and dictate basically when they want to kick someone out. Basically, it's essentially the reason why. At least 87 MPs are residential landlords, including 68 Conservatives and 16 Labour MPs. Chancellor Jeremy Hunt has 7 properties in Southampton, while Cabinet Ministers Suella Braverman, Gillian Keegan, Alex Chilton and Lucy Fraser receive a rental income from residential properties. MPs must declare if they receive rental income of over £10,000 a year, but if rental income is below that threshold, it remains unknown. But they also required to declare a conflict of interest during debates when relevant. They shouldn't even be speaking in this debate, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Never mind voting on it. They shouldn't even be allowed. Like, if you are a landlord, you shouldn't be speaking on this, or you shouldn't be even voting on this because you have a conflict of interest right there on this. This bill.
It is a conflict of interest, isn't it? I mean, you could say that anybody should have a right to have an opinion on something and have their say on it, but yeah, it's a conflict of interest clearly. Yeah.
Maybe I'll cover it in a separate video.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I've covered about the renters reform, but yeah, 8 landlords on it, guys, is yeah, not good. What's the chat saying, Lee?
Lefty Boat says my old landlord was great, never raised rent once, even gave me a month's free rent for a defect they couldn't fix in 24 hours. Rent was way above average for the area. They were scousers. Okay. So that was so happy about his eat out, help out scheme that he decided to expand it to sleep out and die out. Yeah. Number 3 says the political party system is utter shite. Yeah. Jeannie Bottles here. Hi, Jeannie. I'm lucky. Been in council flats since mid-90s.
Hi, Jeannie. Hope you're well.
Homelessness and bedsit land for a long time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Lefty Boat has mentioned it a few times that he knows a family or relatives or whatever who are looking for accommodation and
Right.
are struggling as well.
It's
I don't know if it was rent or houses, but it's like I'm glad that Lefty Boat has had a good landlord as well. Because there are some good ones out there. We only hear bad ones. We never hear good ones. So, but the vast majority are negative, unfortunately. Who just look to take advantage of others. But go on, what were you saying, Lee?
No, I was just going to read some more messages. 30Q says, "Oh, sorry, everything the Tories touch turns to poo."
That's true.
Especially set the alarm for this. Yeah. Yeah, I don't go. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's all about the thing not working. the notification didn't work, which is a bit strange. Maybe why I've only got 11
I had
viewers
that
at the
on
moment.
Monday. To be fair, people were saying the notifications haven't been working.
Yeah, that's not good.
YouTube, so it's
not many people watching.
Don't
so
worry, guys. It's a YouTube thing. It's not specifically us. It's a YouTube thing, unfortunately. But normally we're at the same time. We're always at the same time, guys. So it's a case of if you just check in and just see, that's when you'll know whether we're on or not. To be fair, what on earth do you mean by that, number 3?
What's he said?
He said, "Eat out to help out. Special discount for lesbians."
What? Oh God!
I don't get it.
Right, let's move on from that one because that's so wrong. Right, okay.
Sorry.
Oh God!
Right, got a couple more stories for you guys, and we got some really funny ones as
Can we
well.
just one of the things? I know we haven't talked about this one, but I think this is interesting because there's a couple of things that just happened today in the last few hours. So
Yeah.
this one isn't from today, but I think it's interesting. Jeremy Hunt wants to quit as an MP in fear of a Portillo moment. He doesn't want to be stood on a podium in a town hall somewhere in a sports hall while he gets beat by a Labour MP at the next election. So he's planning on quitting. But at the same time, let me just kind of there's some talk of pressure on Rishi Sunak. Let me just get the information. I just found it.
Yeah, while you're doing that, I'm just going to say so Rishi. So I've watched one or two videos detailing this. So basically, Rishi Sunak is under pressure from Conservative MPs to sack him and replace him, and the reason why is because they fear that when they set their manifesto for the upcoming general election, Jeremy Hunt's going to kick the bucket and walk the plank essentially, which will leave everything in chaos because he's the chancellor. And putting in, you can't just straight put in a chancellor in the run up to a general election. It's just no good. So he's under intense pressure to sack him to avoid this catastrophe and the damage that it could cause. Because it's also going to upset the markets as well. The sacking of Jeremy Hunt as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So there's lots of ramifications if he's not removed now, or if he's given assurances that he's not going to walk away. One of the two, because he's got to do one of the two, because it's going to seriously damage the economy. Um, if something's not done. But go on, Lee.
I mean, well, could he? I mean, he could effectively say he's not going to stand at the next election, which wouldn't have, would mean because you usually have a reshuffle after an election anyway. Even if the Tories won it by some stretch of imagination, they'd probably have a reshuffle, a new cabinet. So I mean, he could do that, but I just interesting to find out who they would want him to put in charge who do you want to put in charge of the economy, the next chancellor of the exchequer. Mr. Sunak is widely expected to carry out a reshuffle soon, and Mr. Hunt's name has emerged as a cabinet minister who could be moved. Yeah, so that's interesting. That's something to watch out for next week or so.
If he's planning a cabinet reshuffle, yeah, he needs to shuffle basically him out.
Yeah.
If he's planning to do a cabinet reshuffle. But yeah, it's gonna it's just really frustrating. It's not so much about him, it's about the damage it will cause if he does it in the run up to a general election for the economy, for the banks, and the wider perspective of it. Not so much the fact that, oh no, Jeremy Hunt's leaving. No, that's not the point. The point is because of his position, his job.
Yeah.
And it's a
The
very
uncertainty
important job,
leading up to if he chancellor is not going to be there after the election. But yeah, I see what you mean. Right, which article did you want to do next then?
What's the one you had one? Was the one from yesterday?
The eggs.
Yeah, what's this one about? I haven't looked at this one. You had this one.
Yeah, so excuse me, low welfare eggs from caged hens imported to UK in staggering numbers. So concerns grow that post-Brexit trade deals could lead to further decline in quality as battery farm eggs are reintroduced. Low welfare eggs are flooding into the UK from abroad, the Guardian can reveal, as experts warn the effects of Brexit could cause even more to be imported. Official data that reveals that between 2021 and August 2023, the number of eggs imported from Poland rose by more than 2,000%, from 46 consignments to 1,095. The number imported from Italy also increased by almost 300% from 2022 and 2023, from 72 consignments to 279, according to figures from the Animal and Plant Health Agency. The total number of consignments imported went from 422 in 2021 to 2,120 in 2022 and has already reached 2,536 in the first 8 months of 2023. Yeah, so because there's been a lot of issues with bird flu, there's been a shortage of eggs in this country being produced in this country, and
Right.
so they've been bringing them in from other countries. So the quality of these products from these countries could be lower, experts have warned. A recent report showed that a large salmonella outbreak earlier this year was linked to Polish eggs. Concern has also been raised that post-Brexit trade deals could lead to a further decline in quality as low welfare eggs from caged hens enter the UK. Renette Batters, the president of the National Farmers Union, said she was staggered by the import figures for the first 8 months of 2023. When the medical advice is to eat British lion eggs stamped to show how they can have been produced in accordance with the code of practice, why on earth will they be importing eggs produced to standards that will be illegal in the UK, she asked. It raises serious questions as to whether the government is checking food imports given the ongoing delays in the border target operating model. Gary Ford,
That's exactly my first. That I was just going to say. Just sorry,
Yeah.
but that obviously the imports which haven't been implemented.
Yeah.
This has given them the opportunity to get it all in, to get basically anything in
I
while
think,
they're still up as well.
So effectively, because I'm looking at this, well, I'm thinking, well, it's if it's down to Brexit, but these are coming from Poland and Italy, which are part of the EU, but it's not about that. It's about the rules in those countries aren't as strict on egg production as they are in the UK, but they're bringing them in, and there's without unless you actually check the eggs as you looking, you wouldn't necessarily know that they are. It shocked me. I mean, we tend to buy free range eggs for the reason I don't like caged hens. I don't like the idea of caging hens, I should say. But yeah, but these are coming in, and the problem is the price has gone up with inflation. Everybody's looking to save money. If you can save money by not buying free range eggs and buying
British
caged
eggs
hens,
and these eggs because they're going to be cheaper. You're going to
yeah,
take them if they're cheaper.
exactly, yeah. If you look on a budget, if you're really tight a budget, you're going to look for the cheapest eggs you can find. So Gary Ford, the Deputy Chief Executive of the British Egg Industry Council, echoed her concerns, saying it's very disappointing to see imports growing, particularly at a time when British producers have been struggling due to poor returns. It's also very concerning with consumers, with a recent report showing a large salmonella outbreak earlier this year was linked to Polish eggs, as we said before. The increase in imports comes amid shortages of stock, which began in late 2022 after egg farmers cut production because of spiralling costs due to food and energy price rises. UK egg production declined 8% in 2022 and 10% this year, according to official data. Farmers have been raising the issue with the UK government, but the response has been unsympathetic. The Environment Secretary, Theresa Coffey, was booed earlier this year at the National Farmers Union conference when she maintained she was not necessarily seeing a market failure in poultry. Despite empty shop shelves, retailers have sourced produce from elsewhere in Europe, including Latvia and Hungary, data shows. According to the Polish ecological and animal welfare organisation Club Gaia, about 40 million layers are now bred in Poland, with 87% of them kept in cages. The average space for each hen is slightly larger than an A4 sheet of paper. I haven't got an A4 sheet of paper, but I would show you that if I could. Not to hand.
I have got one, but I need to move stuff out the way. But
let me see if I can find.
I can show you actually while you do.
So I'll carry on.
Carry on talking.
Concerns have been raised that the quality of eggs could decline further as post-Brexit trade deals see the reintroduction of battery eggs as part of the new. Yeah, if you hold it a bit further away from you, it looks quite big like that. There you go. That's more like it. That's the space that each caged hen has to live in. As part of the new Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership (CPTPP), ministers are expected to give the green light to produce being imported from countries including Mexico. The RSPCA's head of public affairs, David Bowles, said that in 1999 the UK government agreed to a ban on caged eggs. The public has supported this ban by buying free-range eggs and would be horrified if they knew low-welfare egg products are being sneaked into this country under the radar. He said a lot of egg imports from overseas are now dried or liquid eggs, which don't have to be labelled and tend to be sourced on price, not provenance. The RSPCA warned that without safeguarding domestic welfare standards when signing trade deals, there would be a spike in low-welfare imports. Bowles said the charity was concerned that phasing out tariffs on eggs imported from Canada would open the door to as many low-welfare egg products as they can sell to the UK. Bowles called on the government to ensure that any future trade agreements, including with the EU, are linked to equivalence to our standards. He said the rise in imports from Poland showed that we remain vulnerable to imported caged eggs from abroad. He added this could undercut and threaten livelihood of egg producers here at home and undermines our higher domestic standards. This is the kicker. A spokesman for the Department of Environment, Food and Rural Affairs said The UK industry operates in an open market, and the value and trade of egg commodities is set by those in the supply chain, including farmers, processors, wholesalers, retailers, and consumers. The UK is rightly proud of the high animal welfare standards that underpin our high-quality Great British produce. So basically, yeah, we've got great high animal welfare standards, but you can buy it from anywhere. It's up to you to buy the cheapest thing, and everybody else, if you want to buy cheap, so you can buy cheap, and you buy ones that are filled with salmonella from Poland if you really want to. We'll stand
So
firm
essentially, what they're basically,
Yeah.
the government is basically saying, it's not our business.
Yeah.
It's up to people. It's basically consumer choice.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
the
We're giving
free
you more
market.
choice, is what they're
Free
basically
market.
saying.
Yes, free market. We will stand firm in trade negotiations to ensure any future trade deals live up to the values of farmers and consumers across the UK. See, that just doesn't match up with the paragraph above, does it? It's just complete, and we'll maintain our high standards as part of any... Yeah, so we will maintain our high standards, but anybody bring any other shit you want from anywhere else in the world. Nope, we've lost disconnect. OBS is gone. Can you hear me? I can see you.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can see you. Can you see me? Oh, we're back on. Sorry, apologies. It looks like we got cut off there, I think. So let us know if you can see us. Sorry about that. Just seemed to just suddenly cut off. I just about to say
we seem to be live. Let's just give it a moment, guys.
Yeah,
can you
sure.
just let us? Can you just confirm in the chat that we're
back on.
still live, guys? Can you just give us a thumbs up or something in the chat just to let us know that we're
All
still
good,
live?
says Genie Bottle. All good.
Okay.
Well, the stream didn't die, so okay, so that's good. Okay. Yeah, at least we kept the stream.
We know Teresa Coffee was trying to cut it off, but
yeah.
All okay, says Hugh. Good to see you, Hugh.
Hi, Hugh.
Hola, Joe. You are fine. Oh, good to see you, Joe. Sorry, I didn't see you in the chat earlier. Joe says you are live, but just stuttered. Can see and hear you both, says Jackie Rat.
Okay. Lefty Voter says, what an effing mess you're in. Support it's to be expected after Brexit. Sorry. Very good. Egg puns straight away.
Just getting the egg on the face there with that one.
Alshot says, Alshot is listing how many eggs have come in from the thingy. 22 million from us. Sorry, 22 million from the US. I don't know if you saw the Donald Trump thing about US and us. It was painful to watch. 10 million from the Netherlands, says Alshot. 19 million from Iard. Guess that is that Ireland? Guessing 8 million from Spain, 5 million from Poland, but no one is checking. Yeah. A surge in egg imports has been seen this year. Yeah. Well, I mean, if we're not producing as many, they're going to have to find them somewhere, and they'll probably find them from the cheapest source possible. The retailers, that is. Exactly. Says
it's no yolk, says Hugh.
It's no yolk. You're right. Chatty Rat says, what do you expect when there's no SPS controls on imports? 2012 battery hens banned only enriched cages of 3/4 of meter squared, says Alshot. Poland never met the requirement. UK will be importing dodgy eggs from Mexico. Yeah, that's what the article says.
And this also means, obviously, guys, as these eggs come in and the cost of living, and it means basically as people will choose these eggs over British eggs, it means that those businesses that rely on us to buy their eggs, which means that they will have to cut back, which means that all their business could go out, which would mean more people go out of a job, which means it damages the economy, and the circle of life continues, guys.
Yeah.
That's how it goes, unfortunately.
VertiQ says, let's ask Sonic to do some veteran checks. Oh, he said that they lost the computer. They lost the computer that says no. Okay.
Well, he apparently lost his WhatsApp messages too. So he tends to lose a lot of things as well, doesn't he?
Yeah. Eats out at little tea shop owned by Tory and Tory daughter. She needs income for horse feed and stable heater, says Genie Bottle. 30Q says, Keremy Junt wants to get sacked. After around 8 weeks, things get bad, really bad. 31st of 12th, 2023 is coming. Yeah. Jeremy Cunt doesn't want to... Sorry, Keremy Junt, excuse me, doesn't want to be around. There's Vertigo. Sorry, that was a genuine slip. Jenny Potter says, going back to the landlord thing, I had a landlord once with over 30 properties in Weymouth. Each house was many rooms. Council paid him a lot of money. Slums, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not good at the landlord's issue.
Duke says, meanwhile, I'm hiding in my dad's attic. Yeah, I'm working in my attic, so. But at least my
Lee hides
company.
in his attic too. He hides from his family.
I do. I lock the door because it's so quiet when that door's shut.
Yeah. Shall we move on, Lee?
Yeah, the Tories would sell their dignity if they had one, says 91 Leeds. Yes, and Choose
They
Coffee.
already
What
did. They sold it. They sold it to Platineer, Serco,
Yeah,
and a couple of other companies.
Palantir,
So they already own the rights to the whatever
the
vault they
data.
have.
Is it the data? The health data.
Platineer are going to have the rights for all of NHS data at some point.
Duke Village says, coffee, what utter catastrophic failure. I don't see any through all my cigar smoke. Junior Bottle says, why did the chicken cross the road? It's our old mate who voted exit. Okay, surely that should be a Brexit.
Good joke.
Zhao's here, as you said before, had some ice cream and fell asleep. Long day. That sounds like a hard day, that Zhao. Hard day.
I could do with some ice cream after having pizza about 40 minutes ago.
Your stomach. It's funny because when I went to that thing in Liverpool the other week, the Labour Social, we moved on to a second pub, and I bought a pint, and I suddenly realised I had 5 minutes to drink it, and I kind of like downed it as quick as possible, and then I had to run for my train. And as I'm sort of wasn't really running, but I was walking very quickly, I was like, "Oh, my stomach!" It was just like sloshing about in my stomach. Oh God, It wasn't good. Yeah. So Zhao's here, number 3, Genie Bottle, just checking. Hugh's here. Hi, Hugh. All okay, yeah, I said before. And I think Dutch. Oh, sorry, this is interesting.
From the UK is a risky business, as Zhao. We're going to respond. We're going to look at that in a minute, Caffel. Date the new goals as all shorts. Many of the imported eggs go into processed foods as all shorts.
Yeah.
Coffee the beast from the east as all shorts.
We'll come on to that in a minute. Yeah.
Why did the chicken X the road? It was all off a Twitter.
All over. Verticu says Dutch are already exporting sewage to the UK to be used to fertiliser fields. I watched an article about. Well, I won't go into that one. That's another thing about Dutch farmers.
Yeah, let's not go into that one.
Yeah, Verticu says USA is a problem because they wash their eggs. That weakens the shell, so it doesn't protect the egg anymore. That is why it needs to be kept refrigerated. Oh yeah, because we don't refrigerate them in the supermarkets here, do they? Just kept out on the shelves. So, date the new goal. Coffee to beat. Yeah. Right, Tory minister found out that water is wet. Yeah, we'll come to that. Okay.
Find that out in a moment, guys. Yeah. Do we have one more story, or are we going into the funny stuff now?
Well, we're going to do. Yeah. We'll as we're talking about Theresa Coffee, should we do that then?
Yeah, let's have a look at it.
Let's have a look at this. Yeah. Oh no, that wasn't the one I wanted. Hang on.
That's not it.
Hang on a sec.
Start my mock stories.
Don't tell me I closed the window. Oh no, there it is. There it is. Here we go. Well, I'll cut a head off so you can't see it. Risk from Storm Babbitt, hard to predict as rain came from east, claims Theresa Coffee.
Yeah, guys. So apparently, believe it or not, because the rain came from a different direction, they wasn't prepared for it. Theresa Coffee had no idea. It was all planning to come from the west. We're going to have it all ready for us, but it came from the east.
It swooped around and went that way. And yeah,
I know. It's just, who would have thought that rain would come from a different direction, Lee? It's just unbelievable. You'd think they'd be prepared, for these things.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? So Prem Seeker says, wisdom of Theresa Coffee, floods killed people, destroyed lives, made hundreds homeless for umpteenth time. Coffee says it's because rain came in from the east. Nothing to do with government failures, lack of investment. What next from the Tory excuse machine? Yeah, and there's lots of these. Environment Secretary Coffee blames wrong kind of rain for storm. This was rain coming from the other way, and we don't have quite as much experience of that. It was left-wing woke rain what did it, not the bigly beautiful right rain.
That's a great one. That's a great tweet.
Theresa Coffee says our unpreparedness for the recent flooding is because the rain was coming from the wrong direction. Actually, I understand what she means, because shit usually comes from the end of the end of the digestive tract, but in her case, it comes out from the beginning. There you go. Well done, Book Frexit. Brilliant. Excellent.
Jesus, well done.
And then, yeah, that wasn't very nice, what she put about that. Sorry, there's a bit of an advert there. So, and then she said it was because the rain came from the wrong direction. Bit of Laurel and Hardy there. Blaming the wrong. The Liberal Democrat says Theresa Coffey blaming the wrong wind for the government's failure to protect homes from flooding would be almost be comical if so many had not suffered so deeply from her incompetence. This is a new low for an environment secretary that cannot help but say or do the wrong thing. Yeah, remember
the worst
turnips?
thing, guys, from in that committee hearing when she said it, the most I tell you, it's funny. It's funny. We can laugh about it, but the infuriating thing for me is not just the fact that this has happened and she raised disparity of the rain coming from a different direction. What infuriated me in that committee hearing was nobody cut her off when she made that comment.
Right.
And said something about how incompetent or how stupid that comment was. Like, nobody in that committee hearing, like, if I was in that committee hearing and I heard that, I would have cut her off and said, "Oh, excuse me, like, I would have said, did you literally just blame the rain from coming in a different direction for the reason why what happened happened?"
Can we
But
watch?
nobody did that, and she kept waffling on after.
Yeah. Can we watch it? Because I haven't seen it yet. I've only heard about it.
One of the things that happened, particularly with Storm Babette, is that we're very good with the Met Office and the Environment Agency flood forecasting, predicting weather normally, because most of our rain tends to come in from the west. We've got that pretty much down to a fine art. This was rain coming from the other way, and we don't have quite as much experience on that, and therefore our accuracy of predicting where such heavy rain would fall was not to the same degree as if it had been. But once this initial situation is over, and at the end of this week we've got the spring tides, doesn't feel right because we're in autumn, but anyway, we've got tides of coming in. One of the things that happened particularly with Storm Babette.
Yeah, there was what did I say
so
before?
Clueless.
This one, this is the
bloody
one.
Clueless. Sorry.
Yeah, so sorry, hang on, let me not do that. I'll show you on the thing. Can someone please tell Ms. Coffey that it's called a polar continental air mass, and it's quite common in late autumn winter. I would, but the incompetent Harryden has blocked me. So it basically shows that it comes in there, polar continental.
Sorry, I have to laugh that she blocked someone who actually is an expert.
He knows what to do. Yeah, he knows this sort of stuff. It appears you blocked all this, so she asked me to pass on a message to you regards one of the electorate. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, hopefully now it's passed, they can start getting the umbrellas up on the East Coast to stop, to prevent it flooding again. I don't know.
Yeah, Rosie Holt said something about that, about her umbrella putting it up on the right direction now. If only I could.
Oh dear. Let's make sure it sticks. It's as only comes out of this one. Yeah, I don't know. I'm editing myself because I've been swearing like a trooper
guys.
today.
Let's go on to some other funny stuff.
Yeah, we're not going to have a look at the. It's coming from above. What does that mean? This is what you get when you have private school for idiots. Yeah. Allshot said that. Sorry, that was Roberta Q. Allshot says, and the spring tides in autumn. Lefty Mode says, I much prefer the dry westerly rain, to be honest. Yeah, it's much drier. It's much nicer. Zhao says, imagine that. We live in a globe and rain clouds come from everywhere. Who would have known?
I know. I'm worried about Duke there. He says it's raining in Minecraft right now. Should I be worried? You should be very, very worried.
Which direction is it raining from, though? Is it from the east or the west?
That's true. We don't know what direction it's coming. God.
Oh, dear.
Better get into a cave quickly.
Duke says, don't blame it on the sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. Don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie. Well done. Blame it on the boogie. Zhao says, it's been raining here from the east and the west. I wonder what is good rain and what is bad rain.
That's right, Kendra. It's the EU's fault that it's raining in Paris.
Yeah, proving the EU acts individually.
Well, that's it. It's the EU. Damn the European Union for making it rain in Paris.
Yeah. Zhao says the fact that this person holds a position where she can control anything more than a lemonade stand is worrying. Has she not? Ginny says, has she not got PR or secretary to check her speeches? I don't know. I mean, remember the whole turnip thing? we should be eating turnips, and it turns out that we don't eat turnips in this country very much, and they're not even in season
By the
at the
way,
time
guys,
that she was
Lee did
saying
a
it.
thorough investigation. If you have not seen that video of Lee doing that thorough investigation, please check it out in the videos in the channel, guys, because it's a very thorough investigation.
A lot of work went into that, yeah. The Turnip Odyssey, have a look if you haven't seen it.
Do check out that video, guys. Brexit rain, it never does what you expect from it, says Joe. That's...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always like it just keeps going. You want it to do one thing, if it just keeps going in the opposite direction.
I know. Just like the economy, just like inflation. Just like the pound. Lefty Voter says this is what we get when we stop listening to experts.
Well, Michael Goves did say we had enough of experts, so
yeah. Number 3 says British poo is happy poo. Yes. We don't have rain.
I did not want to.
Spain
I saw that one and I was
November
like, I'm just going to let Lee say that.
You just let me say it. Oh dear. Right. Anyway, should we move on from that one? That was,
let's just go into the funny stuff. We'll leave the. We won't talk too much about it, but I just want to say, Mike Johnson was elected today as the House representative over in House representative in America. Got announced like a few hours ago now. So staunch defender of Trump, one of those nutters. Like Jim Jordan, who tried to get voted in for Speaker of the House and tried 3 times and failed 3 times, and everybody pointed and laughed at him because every time they tried to vote for him, he lost more and more votes. So it was very entertaining to watch him lose the votes every time he was trying to get nominated in. But they got someone just as evil as him. So rest in peace, American democracy.
Yeah. Well, it's not. I don't think it's. I mean, in one way, there is one good thing: is at least then maybe they can solve the issue because the time is ticking down on the government shutdown, because they only give 45 days or something on the last one.
Yeah.
Last vote. So without somebody as a speaker, they wouldn't have been able to vote on it. So. There's hopefully that will at least give them a chance to get it through. At least you got one thing that's not stopping it. But it's not ideal, is it?
Yeah, but I'll probably look more into it tomorrow, guys, with my brand new live stream starting on my channel from tomorrow 9 o'clock. The Snowflake's Corner, where we'll be covering the corners of the globe, different stories taking place around the world, not including Israel and Gaza for obvious reasons, but there'll be plenty of other stories going on around the world that I'll be covering live with you guys. So if anybody here wants to join me tomorrow night, 9 o'clock for the Snowflakes Corner, you are more than welcome to join me for that. Just a nice little cheap plug in there.
Yeah.
Just a nice little cheeky plug in there.
Cheeky plug. Right.
Yep, cheeky plug.
Right. Shall we have a look at this one then in Australia? Do you want to do that one?
Yeah. What is this? What is this story in Australia, Lee?
I don't know. You put it up.
Did I? Yeah. Apparently, so this has got to be this is the new way of getting your post, guys. So Australia post driver's stupid delivery forces woman to search the 800-acre outback property. The Aussie woman could not believe her eyes when she found her parcel left in a safe spot under a tree on a huge property. The Australia Post came under fire from an Aussie woman who cannot fathom why her parcel was left in the most bizarre places on her rural property. Heidi ended up on a scavenger hunt after getting a notification that her parcel was left in a safe spot, which it was pictured of her package sitting under a tree, but nothing else. Finding it only by sheer luck, Heidi shared her frustration and dismay at the Australian Post driver online. And there's if you scroll down a little bit, you can see the pictures. She says, "Thank you, Australia Post. Just when I thought you guys couldn't get any effing stupider," she said. "Any sensible person you would think would probably be able to drive up the driveway to my house and leave it up there," she says. Well, you are in the middle of nowhere there. Heidi mocked the delivery driver, guessing that what may have been thinking, "I'll just drive in and pick a tree," she said in the video, making fun of her driver's decision and making, "I hope they like F that the owner finds it. Thank Christ the owner did find it. She found a parcel worth $100 on a random tree stumped up on an 800 acre farm. Adi explains that because of her location, parcels are usually dropped off at a local store and post office. So she went there first to pick up a delivery, but it was not there. And then she checked the Australian Post notification online to see if it was definitely delivered, but not to our home or post office. It was on a bush outside, enjoying a nice view of her property. The image was taken by a delivery driver showing a package sitting under a tree, but didn't give any other information on where Heidi might be able to find it. Australia's post-delivery policy states the arrangement for deliveries depends on how populated or easy to access an area is. And the spokesperson told Yahoo News Australia after seeing the video that they hope to look into this matter further and can see why this could have happened. The story continues. And you want to read more of it? Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I just noticed got to the end of it.
Oh, I'll carry on. Okay. Australia Post takes seriously the responsibility to deliver mails and parcels, and the vast majority of items are delivered safely. We look into this matter further and encourage the customer who posted this video to contact us directly on 13 Posts, they said.
Okay.
I don't really want to read anymore, but I just want to say, just looking at the picture, guys.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I mean,
800 acres.
Like, come on.
With a tree. It's under a tree. Which tree? Which tree?
Dump it under a tree, take a picture, and say, yeah, she'll find that. She'll find that. It's easy to find, guys. Yeah, yeah. Like, she knows the land. She knows the lay of the land. She knows all the trees. She knows the...
Yeah. It's her property. She should know where it is. João Moreira says, Australia, where is Grandpa? Ma, in the backyard, dear. Where? In the backyard, dear. Travel 3 days to the west and ask the Aboriginal dude. Okay. David Gerardo says, Vertigo, UK destroyed the ozone atmosphere during the Industrial Revolution, and so many factories, it's normal. There is only rain there. Vertigo says the summer 45 was the record inside and in shade. Where are you, Vertigo? I'm not sure. It was. I don't think we reached 45 here. We might have done, actually. The parcel will be close to the road, says number 3. Parcel left in bush round the back, says Genie Bottle. Yeah.
Yep, right there. Well, that's the only canvas is that it was next to the driveway. That's the only canvas, I would say. I think it was.
Right. Yeah.
I think it was. I'm going to take that back right now because it doesn't look like it was next to the driveway based on the 3 photos, but I have to have a look on TikTok to see the full clip to get an understanding of where it actually was. But
yeah.
Oh dear, guys. So, shall we move on?
Yeah. Do you want to do our old friend?
Oh, Mr. Charles.
Mr. Charles. Shall we have a little listen to what Mr. Charles has got to say? What he's been talking about.
Adrian Charles, guys. He's got something to say.
It's time for this. Adrian Charles's interesting article of the week. How on earth are you supposed to review a parking space? That was Adrian Charles's interesting article of the week. Thank you, Adrian. Yes, reviewing parking spaces is what I do for a living.
There you go, guys.
There you go.
What do you review them?
Oh, you're right.
Very hard not to break laughter.
Zhao says, why is this man not an MP? Oh, dear. Yeah.
Forget an MP, Zhao. Why is he not Prime Minister?
Why is he not PM? Adrian Charles for Prime Minister, yeah.
Yeah, we've got to make him Prime Minister, guys.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I think we're kind of at 10 o'clock. We've got I've got a couple of things that I wanted to show, but I haven't got one of the pictures ready yet. But let me just give me a second. If you want to do the outro a bit, and then we'll just show these.
Yeah. Did you have? Oh, we didn't have an outro video, did we?
We've got one video which you can do as an outro if you want.
Okay, but what about the? Did you have the images that we looked at earlier?
Yes, I'm just getting ready now. So if you want to kind of just.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so just before we show you, we got 1 or 2 funny images and then an outro video, guys, before we wrap up. So don't leave just yet. So we have got some more funny stuff for you guys. Just want to stress that. So don't run anywhere. But I'm just going to say it now, guys. Thank you so much for coming along. We really greatly appreciate it. If you can, hit the like button, it'd be greatly appreciated. If you can, share it across social media platforms because it helps improve the YouTube algorithm. And if you click the bell notification icon, you'll be notified of where we go live. Oh, by the way, if you haven't already, subscribe. Click that subscribe button. That helps us there as well, guys. It'd be greatly appreciated. And any comments and feedback as well in the comment section after the show is also greatly appreciated. We haven't had any, we don't get many comments, so if you guys want to share any feedback whatsoever, what you guys like and don't like, all that kind of stuff, you can do that as well for us. Also, as well, you can check out, as Lee mentioned earlier in the show, we have our own Discord community called the Snowflake server, which is completely free to join, which you guys are more than welcome. And I'm just going to pop the link in the chat right now for you guys, and boop, right there. So if you click that link, guys, it can takes you to Discord, where you can join our community, which is completely free. All you have to do is create an email account. You can download the app onto your phone as well, so you can also access the community right there through the power of your phone as well. And it's a free community. We do host games nights once a month. We host music nights, and also we do we have lots of news articles that we publish up on there on the website as well. Some funny memes and jokes and all that kind of stuff as well. So there's all sorts of stuff going on the Snowflake server. And finally, as well, I have my own YouTube channel at Reganelite. If you guys want, if you guys aren't subscribed or you want to check that out there, I'll put the link for that in the description as in the chat for you guys as well. Covering mainly UK news, but I also do a few videos and that around the world as well. And then I have 2 live streams that you guys can join me on every Monday at 9 p.m. with Snowflake's Viewpoint, where I cover mainly UK news as well. And starting tomorrow, I'll be starting a new live stream Thursday 9 p.m. there as well.
Sorry,
my camera has frozen.
No, you're okay. It was my end. It was my screen.
Oh, it wasn't me.
No, something. All my windows disappeared. Sorry, I had to bring them back.
Oh, okay. But yeah, if you guys want to check out my channel, you're more than welcome to. The link is there as well. I think we've covered everything, Lee.
Yeah. Like I was saying before, games night on a Saturday night is really good if anybody wants to join. Kenzie usually comes along.
Yeah, you guys, it's good. Yeah, you guys
others,
should definitely join us, and to join us in the games, guys. Like the games we play are completely free, so you don't even if you don't have to download anything or anything like that. It's very easy to join us for them, guys. It really is.
Yeah, so you're more than welcome. It's like I say, it's free. They're not like video games like Xbox type things. They're just like silly games. It's like quizzes and things like that.
Fun games, guys. You can join us in. Yeah. Jackbox games, if you ever heard of them, guys.
Yeah.
Jackbox.tv games.
Number 3 says the best parking spaces are the ones reserved for me. Yes. You look very surprised, apparently, Regan, when you're frozen.
Yeah, I was frozen. I was like looking at my face. Oh no, yeah.
Number 3 says Lee, you should do some Adrian Charles shorts. Yes, I'm going to do some Adrian Charles shorts from videos that we've done. I'm going to put them out and stick them in because we did quite that. The stand up on far video got like nearly 500 views, so I did a short from that. I got over 100 views, so just anything that kind of boosts the channel, get us out there helps.
Just going to put this on the live stream, Lee. You know what you can do is put them on Twitter and tweet at him, and might get his attention.
It could do, yeah. Well, let's get. I'll get a few up there, and that was my plan, was to tweet him and see what his response was. Lefty Motor says I was prompted to review the self checkout of the co-op. Yeah.
Good night, Kendra. She can't stay.
Good night, Kenzie. Good night. Ben says I like to find a good parking. Yeah, hopefully we'll see you Saturday. Yeah. Ben Shaw says I like to find a good parking spot and sit and count how many people ask if I'm leaving. Just sit there. You leaving, mate? No. Right. Right. So we've got a couple of funny news articles that we found during the week. Let me just bring that up. Let me make sure I get the right one first because I want to do them in order. Not that one. That one. Yes. So this one
I found. That best one for last.
Yeah. This one I thought was good.
Get ready, guys.
Oh God, I've done that. I pressed the wrong button there. Sorry. That one. Yeah. There we go. No fun. Our town is being turned into Disneyland on the sea. We don't want busloads of screaming kids ruining our lives. I mean, who wouldn't want to go there? Looks amazing. It looks just like Disneyland. I mean, God.
Oh my God! Look at it, guys. Disneyland on sea. Look at that. Look at that ocean sea in that picture there.
And the thing is, I mean, those people look really disgruntled. Really disgruntled. I created a new word for these type of people. They're like gammon and also nimbies. Not in my backyard, so I call them gamma nimbies. There we go. A new word. I'm going to try and make it trend on Twitter or whatever. And then this one.
Hashtag Disneyland on sea.
Please. I hope this note doesn't offend anybody, but it was just so ridiculous with this one.
Okay.
Here we go. I daily see how Brexit happened. Woman slams selfish paragliders who made her think Hamas was invading Doncaster. I mean, I don't know where you even start with that one. But yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Like, okay. Like, just take apart the Hamas thing, but to think that Hamas apparently are invading the town of Doncaster, guys.
Yeah, from
Just let that
paragliders.
sink in for a second.
Yeah.
Hamas is invading Doncaster, guys.
Right. Okay. I think that's enough of that one. Right. Okay. So we've just got one video to play us out. We'll leave you this. Have a good week. We're in the after show chat, which you mentioned before. Let's
I will put a
and
link in for the Discord again for you guys. Yeah, but yeah, we'll come hang out in that after chat after the show, guys.
Yeah. Here we go. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Welcome to Broken News. An inquiry held by the UK government, which has been investigating extensive corruption at the heart of UK government, has found the UK government is not corrupt. The UK government hopes the report, which was initiated by the UK government after fierce criticism of the UK government by everyone apart from the UK government, will restore faith in the UK government. Our reporter has more.
For years, there have been accusations of major and widespread corruption in UK government. And the UK government has been climbing the perceived corruption index faster than don't forget to write a good joke here. But there's relief after this new report from the UK government found that the UK government is definitely not corrupt. The report authors, the UK government, found that using elected power to siphon public money to rich friends, lobbying for powerful companies while holding a highly paid consultation job there, and trying to change the rules so mates don't get banged up for fingering interns are, in the words of this report, absolutely fine actually, mate. The report goes on to claim that, if anything, the UK government could go even further. It says, to be honest chaps, all the plebs are so distracted by brown people in small boats and going mental about who's allowed in whose toilets that they're not even looking at the fact that you're stealing all their money while cutting back on their services. So why not fill your boots while there's still time? Back to you.
What a lovely story.
Lovely story.
That's all from Broken News. You're up to date.
Thanks, you're up to date. I